And last but certainly not least, we have Johnny. Johnny Beck Shematov is a 20-year-old student. His major is World Economy and International Economic Relations. He is born in Samarkand, and he is curious and always tries to learn new things. Over to you.
Hi, thank you for introducing. I'm from Uzbekistan. My full name is Jonabek Shermatov, and I'm here to talk about global problems and solutions and effects of fighting against global problems. And it is mainly about climate change. In today's world, we are facing different kind of problems such as poverty, inequality, and climate change. And I think climate change is the most important problem which we have to handle. And there are different ways of fighting against climate change, and one of them is called carbon pricing. And there are different carbon markets in the world, and the biggest carbon market is in the European Union. And when I was preparing this speech, I mainly focused on this market because it is the biggest market in the world. I mean, carbon market, and there are they have a lot of data to do research, and carbon in this way we can reduce carbon emissions, and it is very useful for reducing emissions, but it can create some drawbacks such as inequality. And as I mentioned before, inequality is one of the most important problems that we are facing today. And another thing is that carbon markets can create incentives to new technologies which can reduce emissions and finding new ways. But inequality is very important. How these carbon markets can create inequality? First of all, this system works with cap and trade. It's called cap and trade. Countries sell amount of emissions which companies can spread to atmosphere, and if companies suppose one company bought amount of emissions, and if they don't use all of them, they can sell to another companies. That's why it's called cap and trade. And this system leads to us rising in energy prices, and when energy prices rises, it can affects to economy. Mainly why his question, why it can create inequality, because energy, as I mentioned before, it can increase energy prices, and energy consumption of energy is inelastic. This means even if we experience increase in energy prices, it cannot change the amount of consumption in energy. Therefore, rising energy prices is not useful reducing consumption. And mainly it is energy consumption is inelastic, and mainly for poor people. The share of energy consumption in the poor people is 9.5%, and this means they spend their high share of income to energy, And when it comes to middle income people, it is 7.5, and it is 5.5 for high income people. And this means energy prices, rising energy prices is harmful for more harmful for low income people rather than high income people. And if this system leads to rising in energy prices, low income people spend a lot of high share of income to energy, and this means they don't have less money to spend another expenditure, and therefore it can decline high living standards of per people. And if this process continues, poor people don't support action to taking action to against climate change. And when we are thinking about policymakers actions, we have to keep in mind incentives. They have different incentives, but policymakers want to that people should vote them. But if poor people don't support climate change, taking action against climate change, this means policymakers don't do this properly, maybe. And if carbon markets if carbon markets are more popular, maybe it can lead us not to supporting climate change. And here's the solution: when governments are selling amount of emissions, they have to subsidize poor people, and I think this is one of the best solutions. And that's all I was going to talk about these things. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was really informative. And thank you so much to all the Lightning Talk speakers for all your incredible and inspiring presentations.